Jarell should I feel should show some gratitude as opposed to this.
Pro boxing fans here in Riyadh, we've just finished the press conference. Dmitry Salita, I've seen you about, just never had the opportunity to talk to you. How are you? How's things?
Everything is good. It's been quite a good experience coming here. Very grateful and looking forward to this incredible night of boxing on December 23rd. As a boxing fan, very excited. As a promoter, very excited, and very happy that we as a boxing community have this new place of Riyadh season right here in Riyadh for big fights to happen, and all the promoters working together is really incredible and great for the sport of boxing.
Talk to me about how conversations started and how maybe easy the conversations were to get your fighters onto the card.
Well, I've been speaking with George Warren and Spencer Brown about getting Jarell on the card for some time, and then things started to move fast. Like Eddie said today, really I feel like all the fights got done in about 10 days from the point of time they decided to put the fight together, and things moved fast, and you know, Jarell wants to fight the best available contenders and put himself in position for big fights, and Daniel Dubois was available, and that was the fight to be made. So it's a great test for Jarell. On paper, the toughest fight of his career. I do want to give a shout out to George Warren and to Queensberry. They've been fantastic to work with and really put things together, and Spencer Brown put things together in a very fast way and in a very fast and professional way. So it's been great dealing with them, and big test and a good test, because I believe that Daniel Dubois has the strengths and the weaknesses to make Jarell look good and victorious.
I do have to point to Jarell's comments in the press conference. It seems like he alluded to you making payments late, but he said it as a joke. Oh, can you tell us anything about that?
Yes, of course. All the payments have always been on time, and Jarell has many different lawyers, and so if I would be late or wrong on something, even by a little bit, I would pay the price legally, and you can search, the legal docket in the United States and see what the situation is. Sometimes the issues are, I've been with Jarell since his second professional fight, and invested a lot of resources into building him to this point, into building him to the Anthony Joshua fight, and to some other big opportunities. And when Jarell, a fighter, gets to this point where they make, when I sign fighters, I tell them, in the beginning I pay you, and I pray that one day we'll be at a level where you're going to pay me. Because once a fighter reaches a certain point, the guarantees that a promoter makes at a fighter come off from the interest that he's able to generate based on the work that a promoter has put into him. So whether it's a TV network or a venue or a combination of both. So as Frank Warren mentioned, we are co-promoters. So everything that happens and every dollar that comes in, Jarell knows about, and he's a partner in, and he's a greater partner in. So that was an absolutely untrue statement. Maybe Jarell is frustrated by the fact that he has obligations, contractual obligations. But I felt that it was not. Jarell's a great personality. He's funny, he's engaging, and that was not in good taste. And certainly, some that I actually didn't hear it when he said it, because I was sitting close to him. And sometimes you don't hear everything they say at the press conference. Someone played it to me. People texted me, at the press conference saying, "I'm sorry." I was like, "Sorry about what?" And then I saw the clip, but it is what it is.
What's caused this frosty relationship? Because it's very rare you get a fighter who talks like that in the public about the promoter. Obviously, he's talking like, payments haven't been made on time, and whatever else it may be. But has this stemmed recently, or what do you know about this frosty relationship?
So Jarell used to go to training camp with me when I was a fighter, and then he turned professional, and he asked to fight. When I started to promote, he has to fight on my shows. And from the beginning of his career, I told him, Jarell, you're gonna fight Madison Square Garden for the world heavyweight title. Fast forward 6-7 years after I've built him up to whatever he was, 20, 22, 23 and 0, got in the fight with Anthony Joshua. We had the opportunity to align ourselves with a path towards Deontay Wilder or a path towards Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua and HBO at that point in time was an easier, more fruitful path for him, and that's the route that we went. And got on the fight with Anthony Joshua, where it was a life-changing payday for Jarrell, and I feel a fight that Jarrell had a great chance to win. And then unfortunately failed the drug test, and the fight didn't happen. After that, we did a deal with Top Rank and ESPN to bring him back, and also significant paydays, not as big as AJ, but significant. And then unfortunately the same thing happened, and then Jarrell got suspended for a significant amount of time. And I feel that in that regard he learned his lesson, because he's been tested several times, tested clean. But after he came back from his suspension, we had to keep him busy and get him back. So paid for all those fights. He fought in Argentina, fought in the United States. Then he had a good win against Lucas Brown. So, and I've been working tirelessly to get Jarrell a big fight, because Jarrell had to have an opportunity to be able to redeem himself. Because as you've seen, Eddie, up to a couple of months ago, different promoters were saying, oh man, Jarrell's a drug cheat, he's this, he's that, we're not going to put him on. So it was very difficult to find the right opportunity to give him an opportunity to redeem himself. And I'm very grateful that this kind of fell into play after a lot of work and a lot of perseverance and communication, and the people on the other side can confirm everything I say. So, but it is what it is, and these ups and downs with Jarrell unfortunately happen too often. But what can you do? You got to keep on rolling and make the best of it. And most importantly, I don't really talk to Jarrell about this now, because he's focused on the fight. Most important thing is Jarrell got to win, and he's got to be at his best and take care of business.
Quickly, want to talk about the fight. Daniel Dubois was in a great mood today, fighting mood, and the face-off was, there was a lot of energy there from both men. A lot of people have this as the closest fight on the card. What happens on the night?
Well, I think this is the most that I've seen Daniel Dubois talk. I mean, he was funny and engaging, and did a good job in selling the fight. Even Jarrell laughed, so which is unusual. But I think that Jarrell is too big, too strong, and is too busy for Daniel Dubois. I believe that it's going to be a good fight for the first couple of rounds, but Jarrell's pressure and punch value and athleticism, I believe, is going to be too much for Daniel. Based on what I've seen in his tough fights, he does good. Then when the going gets tough, he breaks down, and I think he breaks down mentally, and that causes his physical, whatever happens to him physically. But he hasn't shown the ability to be successful and consistent on a high level in those tough fights. And I believe physically Jarrell is the biggest guy that he's ever fought, and we'll see. But with all that being said, Daniel Dubois is a big puncher and a very good boxer, and I'm sure that he realizes that this is a crossroads fight for him. If he loses to Jarrell, his fights at a high level are pretty much done. So I believe that he's going to take it seriously and give it all he's got. And he's trained by a very good trainer in Don Charles, who's experienced and is very good. And I believe that some of the mental stuff that you see Daniel Dubois talking back and being so flamboyant, that has to do with Don Charles' good work with him. So it's going to be a good fight, but I believe Jarrell's going to stop him.
Final one for myself. Any potential banana skins for AJ and Wilder in their fights with Otto Wallin and Jose Parker?
Good fights. I believe you have to give AJ a lot of respect for choosing such a tough guy as Otto. And I've been with Otto. Every one of his fights from 2018 up until the fight with Murad Gassiev, and I've been beating the drums for him to fight Anthony Joshua for a long time, as the boxing fans know. So it's a great opportunity for him. And if Otto can stay busy and not allow Joshua set the pace, he'll be successful. And if Joshua can counter and explode like he can, then I think it'll be a tough fight for Otto. But I expect a very interesting contest, and we'll see where AG is at, on the elite level. As it relates to Deontay Wilder and Parker, it's very interesting because I give Malik Scott a lot of credit because I believe that he has brought new life to Deontay Wilder. His boxing ability, his boxing IQ has gotten better, even in the loss to Tyson Fury. He looked really good against Helenius, but it was a short fight. He's been inactive, so we'll really, that all that knowledge is going to be put to the test. Joseph Parker, trained by Andy Lee, a good friend of mine, also a very good trainer, trained in the Sugar Hill and Emmanuel Stewart, knows boxing really well, and I believe he's very prepared for this fight. Joseph Parker looks relaxed and loose and focused, so it's really a pick-em fight. It really depends how good the other guy is, how good is the opponent? Are the opponents going to show up? So, and this is what makes this night of boxing so great. We're talking about Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua March 9th, but they have two very live guys in front of them, and respect to everybody on the card for taking the fights and making this such a great night.
Well, Dmitry, I am going to let you go. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We will catch up with you on fight night.
Thank you.
Good luck to your fighter, and good luck with everything this season.
And thank you for the good questions.
No worries. Thank you very much.